Another massive fight would be Ilia versus Islam too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, Salim is obsessed with that fight.
Oh, really?
He's obsessed with it. And I tell him, I'm like, but they both got to win more fights in their division first, right? That's kind of how you do it, right? When it's like they both run through their division, and then it's like you're in the position where it's like, I got to make this. That's what happened with Volk Islam, right?
Well, the other thing is too is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you know, you immediately have a super fight with him and Ilia. So
could that be, if Islam gets one victory, could that potentially happen?
You have to see. It's one thing to sit around. This is what the media always tries to do, sit around and talk about these fights before they happen, or, you know, hypothetically speaking. I don't like hypothetical. These are options that we have if things play out that way, but you know.
Islam Makhachev created major buzz in the MMA world after expressing his desire to face Ilia Topuria following his welterweight title victory. Fans had been craving this matchup, and suddenly, they finally had hope. During the Eagle FC press conference, Makhachev revealed that once he handles business against Jack Della Maddalena, his eyes are set on a potential super fight with Ilia Topuria. Islam admitted that there's real intrigue behind that matchup, even calling it a fight that genuinely excites him, hinting that fans might witness one of the biggest champion versus champion clashes in UFC history. When a reporter asked whether he would return to 155 to go back down and destroy Topuria so he finally shuts up, Islam responded with a savage line that instantly sent the crowd buzzing. Makhachev also opened up about his current weight and how comfortable he feels at welterweight. He explained that before his last camp, he used to walk around at roughly 183 to 185 pounds, but with the right training and nutrition, he now sits at around 189. Islam said this is the range where he feels strong, sharp, and fully ready to spar with natural welterweights. He added that putting on more size is no longer his priority, as his last camp already prepared him to compete against bigger fighters at a higher weight class.
Твой следующий бой после Маддалены пройдет в 77?
Не могу сказать точно. Есть с Топурией какая-то интрига. Мне самому тоже интересен этот бой. Может получится сделать какой-то супербой. Или, как я сказал, посмотрим по весу.
The former lightweight champion also discussed the possibility of returning to the lightweight division after his welterweight debut. He admitted that cutting down to 155 pounds was never easy, and said the decision would depend entirely on how his body reacts after the fight. Makhachev explained that if his weight rises to around 85 or 86 kilos, he and his team will need to sit down and carefully decide what the next move should be.
Также хотел бы попросить тебя вернуться в легкий вес, чтобы ты уничтожил Топурию, и он наконец-то заткнулся и не говорил ничего о бойцах из Дагестана. Ислам Макхачев чемпион!
Как ты хочешь, все сделаем.
Similarly, Ilia Topuria expressed interest in facing Islam Makhachev at the White House, calling it a special stage to showcase a fight for the American audience. He made it clear that he's ready if the opportunity comes. However, Topuria also doubted that Islam would ever return to lightweight, noting that once fighters move up in weight, they rarely choose to cut back down again.
Islam, what is your weight now? How much did your weight change, and how did your physical condition, your physical preparation change? You know, up until last camp, I think my weight was about 83, 84, but now with the right regimen, with the right diet, my weight is now 86 and a half. Yesterday was 86 and a half. I think right now I'm where I need to be. I'm at the right weight. I'm at the place where I feel comfortable with working out, sparring, and working with the guys that usually fight at 77. To continue to gain the weight from now on is not necessarily the goal of mine. I mean, it might go up by 1 or 2 kgs in training still, but we've already done plenty of work during this camp with heavyweights to make sure to gain the proper weight.
However, Arman Tsarukyan stressed that Ilia Topuria needs to face him before anyone compares him to Islam Makhachev. According to Arman, Topuria's rise has been far less demanding, with many of his biggest wins coming against opponents who were already past their prime. Tsarukyan also argued that if Topuria had faced Alexander Volkanovski years earlier, the result would have been completely different, with Volkanovski dominating the matchup.
Ever consider going back down to lightweight, because with everything you said, most likely cutting weight is going to be only harder. Depends on how much weight I'll gain after the fight. So if I'm going to go up to 83 or 84, that's possible, but if I'll go up to 85, 86, then I'm not sure. I mean, it was never an easy thing to cut weight, so we'll have to sit down with the team and we'll have to figure out what the next move is.
Islam Makhachev also admitted that the matchup that makes the most sense at lightweight right now is Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan. He explained that Arman has already proven himself as a legitimate contender and fully deserves the opportunity. Makhachev added that if Tsarukyan enters the fight with the right mindset, he has all the tools needed to beat Ilia. Former champion Charles Oliveira agrees. Oliveira believes Arman Tsarukyan should be the next challenger for Ilia Topuria's title, pointing out that Arman is the #1 ranked contender and has already earned his shot. He also reminded fans that Tsarukyan was previously scheduled to fight for the belt but had to withdraw due to injury, making him the rightful choice now. Meanwhile, middleweight star Khamzat Chimaev has been training alongside Tsarukyan to help him prepare for his upcoming fight. He was even spotted motivating Arman in training sessions, pushing him to exceed his limits. Fans praised their chemistry, calling their support for one another unmatched.
You versus Islam on the White House card would be insane. Would you want to fight at the White House, or?
Why not? I would love to fight in front of the United States of America.
Yeah.
I would love it. We'll see what's
But it's
gonna
a year
happen.
away, right?
It's a year away.
That could be perfect timing for you and Islam, though. What weight would that go down at now, though?
Like, what do you mean? When it
Like
could
what
happen?
weight? What weight class? Yeah.
I don't care with him.
He
I
couldn't
don't
come
really
back
care.
down to 155.
Once you try to go up, you never want to come back.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's hell, right?
it's hell.
Yeah.
It's hell. I had to go through hell
I'm
when I was cutting the weight in 145, and now that I decide to stay in 155, it's like two different worlds. I have been able to enjoy the whole process. I've been more happier.
Khamzat Chimaev also shared his thoughts, saying that the fight between Ilia Topuria and Arman Tsarukyan needs to happen this year. He called it a perfect matchup, Arman's elite wrestling against Ilia's sharp striking, finally revealing who is truly the best. Despite being close to both fighters, Chimaev admitted he would be excited to watch them settle it inside the cage.
If he beat me, he's gonna be on the same level as Islam. He
That would
gotta
be the
beat like someone like me, who can wrestle. He just had easy fights on his career, He beat legit fighters, but not on their prime. If he met Volkanovski 4 years ago, Volkanovski just eat him.
On the other hand, former UFC champion Kamaru Usman gave his take on Ilia Topuria's next move, insisting that the UFC was already setting up a fight with Arman Tsarukyan. He spoke with confidence, not speculation, pointing out that Topuria has a habit of publicly rejecting matchups before eventually accepting them. When asked how he knew, Usman hinted at inside information, citing his friendship with Arman's wrestling coach as the source.
На твой взгляд, сейчас самый справедливый бой за чемпионство в легком весе между кем? Между Илией Топурией и Арманом Царукяном?
Ну да, конечно. Если кто-то когда-то, не знаю, в истории страховал бой, делал вес, он всегда дрался почти. Ну, я не помню в истории, чтобы не давали бой. Арман сделал последний турнир вес, подстраховал бой, и я думаю, он должен быть следующий. Он доказал, что у него же была проблема с весогонкой, он доказал, что может спускаться, гонять вес, и я думаю, что это самый актуальный бой на данный момент.
У кого было бы больше всего шансов на победу?
Ну, я думаю, если честно, если Арман выйдет с правильным настроем, то он справится.